lot of conversation around Trump's hope that he might be able to broker a ceasefire that would pave the way to a potential trilateral summit where Presidents Putin and Zelensky could discuss territory. A lot of focus on the rumour that Donald Trump's going to offer Vladimir Putin an opportunity to invest, if you like, in US territory to perhaps mine for rare earth minerals in that area of the United States, Alaska, which is rich in resource and where they've got a vested interest economically. But beyond all of that, there is so much symbolism in the fact that a Russian president is arriving back on US soil, that it happens to be in Alaska, where the two countries almost meet on the map, that it happens to be in Alaska, a part of the United States that was once owned by Russia until they sold it to the Americans to pay the costs really of the Crimea War. And there's going to be a lot of focus on things like the foreign minister of Russia arriving wearing a sweatshirt with USSR or the equivalent of it on the front, and the body language, because Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are similar in many ways. They like to be seen as bold and uncompromising, the strong men of the world. And so there's going to be a lot of focus on body language as well today, and that's before we even get down to the substance of what's actually discussed when the two men meet, not just with their delegations over lunch, but before that, we understand, one-on-one with really just their translators present.
And David, also, we know not just that the world is watching, and my word, European leaders are watching this intensely, clearly also including President Zelensky, but Donald Trump is also thinking of his domestic audience back home too.
Yes, I think it's so important to remember that throughout the election campaign, Donald Trump promised that he would bring this war to an end within 24 hours, and 200 plus days into his presidency, the war rages on in Ukraine, more violence overnight in the run-up to this summit. So his own audience at home are watching, and of course he wants them to see him as the peacemaker. He styles himself as peacemaker in chief as the engines really begin to roar on Air Force One as they prepare for depart. It's important, I think, to remember how much effort he has focused on peacemaking in recent months. He claims to have brought to an end 5 or 6 different wars, including the 12-day war between Israel and Iran, the war between India and Pakistan, the conflict between Cambodia and Thailand, the conflict between Rwanda and the Congo, to name just a few. And even just last Friday, he brokered a historic peace deal between Azerbaijan and Armenia, countries that have been at war for 4 decades.